Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Challenge Pokemon Stadium with me, RockPaperMario, and I'm telling you guys now, I'm only doing recording Koga today because I actually tried Sabrina's gym the last day and she wiped the floor with me, and I don't have the time today to be like going and battling through again if she kills me like she did the last time, so we're just going to take on Koga, and I'll try and answer as many questions as I can, and whatever I don't get to, I'll get onto Sabrina. I'll get onto the next time when we do Sabrina. Okay, let's just go with Bill Murray and G and Rosagina. So yeah, I actually got 17 questions on the last video. I didn't think that I'd get that I'd be getting so many questions on every video. It's crazy. I honestly didn't think so, but apparently you guys are interested, so I'll try and get through these as quickly as possible, so like I reduce the amount I have to get through in the next video. Okay, the first question was asked by your LP Guru, and it was, would I ever co-op with Adonia? That's Adonia 37, by the way. I don't see why not if it like ever came up that. Oh, look at that gym. It's all sludgy and stuff. It looks like the river spirit is here or whatever, and he's all polluted or whatever. Look how happy Coughing is. Coughing is the most happy Pokemon. Oh yeah, but as I was saying, I don't see why not. Like, if it ever came up that we decided together to do a co-op, I don't know, I wouldn't refuse if he said, oh Harry, why don't we do a co-op? So, and like, I really enjoyed the co-op that I'm doing with Amanda, but I'm kind of looking forward to it being over in one way because it's been going on. Can you believe that co-op was started as our 500 sub special conjoint or whatever? It's just going on for so long. We only have one more recording session left to do, but yeah, it's hard, like, because it's hard doing a co-op, because like, if you can understand, like, Amanda is 5 hours behind me. Adonia is going to be 5 or 6 hours behind me as well, so it's hard to find a time that we can both record. So I don't know. I personally, I'm not going to rule it out. I would love to someday, but not at the moment. It's just like, I've been worried that my channel is a bit crowded as it is. So I don't know. I'm going to let things die down as soon as this and Simon's Quest are over. The next question was asked by the Master Claw, and that was, have I played Final Fantasy 13 yet? And if so, what do I think of it? Now, I actually got Final Fantasy 13 at the weekend on Saturday. Was it Saturday? Yeah, it was it was Sunday. And I haven't played it that much. I've played up as far as what did I just fight? I just fought the big like scorpion guy for the second time after we become the sea or whatever. And I must say, I really love that game. I have it on the Xbox 360 because my younger brother has one, so that's what I got it on. And I must say, Final Fantasy 13 fixes everything I didn't like about Final Fantasy 12. It's just so much more streamlined. It's a lot more fun to play. I always found Final Fantasy 12 to be, like, I liked it. Excuse me. But I always found it to be such a nerve-wracking game to play. The AI in Final Fantasy 13 is spectacular, and I think they have the perfect balance between, like, the computer, like, the AI taking over and you still having control. I think it's done really, really, really well. I really like it, so that's my opinion on Final Fantasy 13. I haven't played it that much yet, but that's what I feel so far. Okay, let's go with Rosagina and G, and let's go for whatever, Bill Murray, G, and Rosagina again. I don't want to have to lose, so that's my opinion of Final Fantasy 13. It fixes everything I didn't like about Final Fantasy 12. Not that I dislike that game, it's just probably one of my least favourite Final Fantasy games. The next question was asked by both One Donut Man 1 and Thenda 8. And that's like, where did I get the username RockPaperMario? Now, this is probably one of the stupidest places to get a username, okay? What happened was, why are you using that? Why didn't you just switch out? You're so retarded, Chokema. Not like Pigma. Pigma. Okay, this is my story. I was watching the Mario Marathon that the Speed Gamers did last year. And I was in the chat. And I saw in the chat, first someone said, I think what happened was, first someone said, oh, such and such rocks or whatever. and then on the next line, someone had the words Paper Mario in their name. So I was like, Rock Paper Mario, that's a good idea for a username. And like I straight away went to like YouTube and made the account just in case someone else would steal it. So that's where I got the username from. Isn't that just so silly? There's no like special reason, I just put two things together into a name. I'll probably tell the story of where I got the name for my vlog channel again at some stage, so that's an even more ridiculous story. So the next question is, will I do other Final Fantasy games? And that was by DarkWolf9814. He also asked what's my favourite soundtrack. If he's talking about video game soundtrack, then I answered that in the last video. If you're talking about film soundtracks, I really couldn't answer that. Because all soundtracks, by and large, are suitable to the film that they are of, so I don't know. But will I ever do other Final Fantasy games? Most definitely, but not for a while. Like, I'll definitely leave it for quite some time after Final Fantasy VI, because they just, like, Final Fantasy games are so long and they take a lot of, like, energy to do, you know, so I'll probably leave it for a while after Final Fantasy VI, but definitely the ones on the list to do are Final Fantasy X, definitely Final Fantasy IX, Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy IV, pretty much any of them I could do, so I hope that answers that question. Well, the next one was Enigma341, and it was like, what can change the nature of a man? I don't know where that comes from. I'm not even going to begin to try and answer that question, because I'm just not getting into a big discussion about that. Okay, Gavalt asked, like, where did the whole Amanda, the chicken legs are done thing comes from? Okay, now this comes from this weird night that Amanda, basically Splitable Infinitive, Dogbuttman and I were on Skype for hours. We were on it all night. And we just got even more ridiculous and silly as the night went on, as often happens. And at one time, what happened was, Amanda's dad, oh no, psychic types, I hate you. Oh, I hate you. At one stage, what happened was that, let me see, what am I going to do here? Let's go put Edgar in there. At one stage what happened was Amanda's dad came in and said, Amanda, chicken legs are done, or whatever, and like, she went away, or whatever. And like, in the time that she left, we calculated that she must have eaten, like if she was eating like one chicken leg every minute or 2 minutes or something, that she must have eaten like 40 chicken legs or something like that. It was something ridiculously stupid like that anyway. And then it just became a thing that, and I don't know how it turned from Amanda, the chicken legs are done, to Amanda, the chicken legs are done, because he never said it like that. That was just us being ridiculous. So there's the story of the chicken legs thing. It just grew from there. The next question was asked by I Feel Relaxed, and he asked, do I have Tumblr? I hardly even know what Tumblr is. I just don't know what it is, to be honest. I don't know what it's for, what you do on it, and things like that. I don't have a clue what you do on it. Is this team going to be a team that just uses Substitute over and over again? Because these boots are made of leather, and I'm a substitute for another man. Maybe that's a substitute for another Kadabra. Funnily enough, if you actually bring, this is a bit of pointless trivia. If you bring over, the Missing No or whatever, or any of those funny Pokemon that you catch in the game and can find in the Game Boy game through glitches, if you bring one of them over onto Pokemon Stadium, the sprite that's used for it, okay, you're going down. This body slam might take you out, hopefully. Oh my god, you are the most annoying Pokemon. And I hate you even more because of what, like, Sabrina's Alakazam just tore up my entire team when I was practicing the last night. If I could get in one attack on that Alakazam, I'd be able to win. The best case scenario would be is if I had G left and another Pokemon and I could just use Self-Destruct on that stupid thing. Seriously. But, so yeah, it'll use, like, Missing No will use the sprite that's used for Substitute, the, like, little baby Rhydon thing, so that's kind of interesting, I suppose. Let's just go for a Body Slam. Body Slam! Oh no, don't learn Self-Destruct! Oh! No! No, he learned Self-Destruct! What are we gonna do? Oh no, I hope he doesn't like self-destruct on us. Well, anyway, Slowbro has really shitty attacks, so it probably wouldn't matter anyway. If I could paralyze him, I'd really like that. The problem is, like, I don't know. So anyway, in answer to the question about do I have Tumblr, I don't even know what it's for or what it's about. Maybe like you guys can explain to me what it's about. I have too many things on the internet anyway, what with 2 channels, and I'm like very active on Twitter and things anyway, so I don't think I'd have like the space for something else to be using up my time or whatever. Pyre Dragon asked where do babies come from, and like this can actually lead into like because like when I did science for junior cert, so between like when I was 13, 14 and 15 when I did science, our teacher was a nun. So like when we got to this is just really funny. Like when we got to the section on like okay, what am I gonna do? We might as well just stay in. He's gonna self-destruct, I know it. What did I tell you? That's exactly what I like to do. So we had a nun teaching us science in like when I was in junior certificate or whatever. So it was just really weird and confusing when like we got to the reproductive system and things like that, and she was explaining about how the penis flushes with blood and becomes like stiff or whatever, and that lets it like deposit semen into the... I'm not going to go into that much detail, but let's just say that it was pretty funny. I'm just going to try and self-destruct if I can. He's going to use a substitute though. Mimic! Oh my god, you're a fathead! You're an idiot! You're so stupid! Oh my god, the guy knew that I knew self-destruct because he mimicked it and he still like used mimic. Oh my god, he's stupid. He deserves to die. So yeah, in answer to where do babies come from, just look up a science book, Tyrrell. The next question was by SonicRocks141. He asked, what's my favourite Pokemon? My favourite Pokemon is Cloyster. And also, am I a banjo player? I do have a banjo and I can play somewhat, but I don't really. I play mandolin more often. The next question was asked by, well, Kickbutt Toaster asked what's my favourite Pokemon generation, and Black Chibi-san asked, like, what's my, like, favourite set of Pokemon games. So I presume they're, like, the same question. Now, I always used to say that my favourite was Pokemon Silver, and at the time it definitely was, because I loved that game so much, and I thought that, like, the difference between Red, Blue and Yellow and Gold and Silver, like, they made so much of a leap between those two games. And I think that was the problem with like 4 and 5, was there wasn't that much of a leap between them. That's why I don't have much mass in them, I suppose. Yeah, let's go with that. I probably should have gone with Rosagina instead of Edgar, but I want to get Edgar in here somewhere. So yeah, my favourite was always like Gold and Silver, and like I think they have loads of charm and they're really good. I don't know, and it's like I don't know. I have really good memories of playing Gold and Silver, and then but like in recent years I've been looking back at Generation 3 at Hoenn, and I have so many good memories of playing Sapphire as well. So I don't know. I've been starting to reconsider whether or not my favourite is actually Generation 2 or Generation 3. Because as well, if you look at like what my favourite Pokemon are, so many of my favourites were introduced in Generation 3. Like Pokemon like Cradily and just so many, like Altaria and Flygon and all of them. I really loved the designs they used in Gen 3, so I don't know, I'm kind of between two minds at the moment whether 2 or 3 is actually my favourite, but it's definitely one of them. The next question was asked by Mr. James Ford 101, and he asked what are my opinions on the Wii U and what games would I like to see. My opinion of the Wii U is that it'll probably be like, I think it's silly how people criticise the Wii for not having enough good games. I mean, Sean and I counted how many great games there are on the Wii, and it's just not true to say that like, I have as many Wii games as I have GameCube games, and I'm really selective about what games I buy. Oh my god, Bill Murray, you rock! I actually really hate taking out Venonat, because I really like Venonat. He's one of my favourites of all time. And I just don't think it's true that the Wii has no good game, because there are so many of them. I'm not going to list them out now. So I presume the Wii U will be similar. I presume everyone will give out about it and will say that there's nothing on it and that it's just a waste of time for actual people who are interested in video games instead of just hobbyists. And I just don't think that that's the way to go about it. Oh, Venonat. That's what he used in, like, the anime. He used his Venonat and it evolved into Venonat, and he also used a Golbat. That's what he did. So yeah, I'm sure the Wii U will be brilliant, as, like, there hasn't been a bad Nintendo console yet, so I don't see why the Wii U should be any different. Oh, good job, Venonat. Oh, this is why I love Venonat and Venomoth. They have really cool move pool. They can learn so many different things. They have such a huge move pool, but sorry, Venonat, but your victory is in another castle, because Edgar's going to take you out. So yeah, I'm sure the one thing I think has been missing from the Wii was a good F-Zero game and a good Star Fox game, and I hope that, and a good Pikmin game. So I hope those three show up, which I'm sure they will. The next question was by Demosthenes Yuan again. Let's finish it off with a Hyper Beam, because that's what happened in, like, the anime. Kingler used Hyper Beam on Golbat and fried it. That was brilliant. Look! And it looks like it did in the cartoon as well, except in the cartoon it came out of his claw, which looked really cool. Oh yeah, Demosthenes Yuan asked, like, whether there's a sheep tipping problem here. I don't know. I don't think so. And whether I've ever been to the Isle of Man, and I haven't, so I'd like to go there someday, though. I'm sure it's very interesting there. Lacalester asked what other systems I have. At the moment, I have the Sega Mega Drive, I have the Game Boy Color, I have the Game Boy Advance, I have a Game Boy Advance SP, I have a PS2, I have an N64, I have a Wii, I have a DS Lite, and I have a GameCube. Is that all of them? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all of them. I have only 4 more questions left, so I'm gonna answer them all now, so I can start on a clean slate with Sabrina. The next question is, like, what are my top favorite series, and that was, like, Vincent Rise 9502. My top 5 favorite series, in no order in particular, are probably Metroid, Zelda, Mario, Sonic, the original Sonic series, and then it's a toss-up between probably either Kirby or Pokemon. I'm not really sure, but they're, like, definitely they're all there somewhere up there. The next question was by Azurite08, and that was, is Lping an art? Now, if you're going to consider, I have quite a broad opinion of what art is, because if you're going to call one thing art, then it just ends up being the thin end of the wedge, and pretty soon you're calling everything art. I don't see how Lping, the way I do it and the way a lot of my friends do it, can't be considered an art if you consider, like, diaries to be an art form as well, because the way we do it is it's practically a vlog as well as playing the game. So if you consider diaries an art, then, and autobiographies and things like that, then you have to consider Lping in the style that we do it art as well. And what is important about Lping? I think the most important thing about Lping is that is that people feel what you feel when you're playing the game. I think the whole point of Lping is that people try and connect with you, and if they can't connect with you, then they're not going to come away with the same thing that they would if they could connect with you. Now, that was the most contorted way of saying that, but I think the most important thing is that you're trying to get them to experience it as if you're in the room with them playing the game. And I think if you can't create that, then I think that's one of the most important things, to create a really magical Let's Play. And I don't think I've managed it yet. I don't know. I probably never will, but the next question was by Rubber Band Man Bob, and this will be a really quick one. He asked, like, will I do show the mini games of Pokemon Stadium? There is a video where my friend Cullum and I co-commentated and showed off all the mini games, and it's on my page. If you go to the playlist that's called Let's Goof Off on Pokemon Stadium, the first video is us doing Battle Now. I think the next video is us showing off the mini games, and the next video is us doing the tournament and the mini games. So it's there. If you go to that playlist, Let's Goof Off on Pokemon Stadium, then the mini games are there. We haven't shown the mini games of Pokemon Stadium 2 yet, but we might at one stage. Then the last question was Mario Manguia 33 asked, What stages and items would I like to see in Super Smash Bros. 4? Personally, I couldn't care less what they do with Super Smash Bros. 4 because I've never had that huge an interest in the series. As I said, I don't know anybody here who I would play it with, so the only interest I have in it as a series is, I don't know, I think he asked as well, would I like to see it have a storyline like Super Smash Bros. Brawl did. I actually kind of liked that, you know. A lot of people ragged on it, but it was all these things are an additive process. Like, if you look at what was there in story mode in Melee, and you compare that to what was there in Brawl, then there's no contest, like, which was the more expansive storyline mode. So, like, I presume that if they do try and incorporate some amount of story in the next one, that it'll probably be better again. But as far as stages and items are concerned, I don't see them as being that integral to the actual gameplay itself. Personally, I think I'd like to see them have less clone characters. That's the one thing I disliked, is that a lot of, like, the characters' movesets are very similar and things like that, and I'd like to see them, like, surely if they can put in stupid, like, Snake, if Konami can put in Snake, then I don't see why Konami can't put in Simon Belmont, because Simon Belmont was on more fucking games on a Nintendo console than Snake ever was, and as an ambassador for the Konami company, I think that Belmont would have been a far better choice. I mean, if you're looking at the people who play Super Smash Bros., they're the people who have memories from the NES days all the way up to present, and, like, I think to not give them Simon Belmont is just, it's a travesty, really. I don't know, I'd like to see Simon Belmont there the next time, character-wise. But I think this video is long enough. Hopefully the next day we'll take on Sabrina and win. I have my doubts about it. I could very realistically lose it to Sabrina. Something else I just want to ask you guys at the end of this video is, I don't think I can beat the Elite Four. I've tried so many times off screen and I just can't do it with this team. So I'm asking you, would you mind, like, what I'd like to do is just beat Blaine and Giovanni and leave it at that for the special, and then get back to Mario and Final Fantasy, because this is kind of going on a bit long at this stage. And then someday I will come back and beat the Elite Four, but it'll probably be with a different team, because I did beat them when I was younger, but that was with a completely different team to this one. I don't have enough strong Pokemon on my team to take them on. So at the moment, what I'm considering is just going up until and beating Giovanni, and then leaving it at that for the moment, and coming back and doing the Elite Four another time. So let me know what you think of that, and I guess I'll see you next time, and that's Challenge Pokemon Stadium. Once again, questions left in the comments below will be answered when we take on Saffron Gym's Psychic Master Sabrina.